I'm not really feeling this at the moment, to be honest with you here. I love waterfalls. It's been a long time since I've been near a waterfall, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not really feeling it. As all photographers know, some shoots work out really well and others not so well. This one is one of the latter variety, I'm afraid. I was in Wales for another reason, but I had a little bit of time on my hands beforehand, so I decided to go and find a waterfall. I'd had some fantastic advice from some of my good friends, but in my infinite wisdom I decided to ignore it all and head to this place. What I didn't realise when I was researching was that this is actually a campsite, and it was full of families as we were still in the summer holidays. Coupled with that, my electronic gimbal decided that it didn't want to work for me anymore. And also, as I found out when I got home, I had the wrong settings on my new microphone. All of this, along with the fact that I wasn't particularly inspired with waterfalls when I got there, added up to, let's say, an interesting trip. Why are you pointing that way? Why? Well, good morning and welcome to the video. I hope you guys are well. Today I'm in Wales, which is really nice. Always nice to be in Wales, and I'm in the southern end of the Snowdonia National Park. I'm at a place called Nantcol which is Nantcol Waterfalls. And there's a lower waterfall, which I'm right by here, and then there's an upper waterfall, which I'm going to go and visit shortly. Now, I was a bit reticent when I first got here because there is actually a campsite, literally, I don't know, 5-minute walk back the way I came. But it's pretty quiet around here. It might start getting busy later on, I don't know, but as things stand at the moment, it's reasonably quiet, so I'm going to go take some shots of this waterfall here. So what I've done is I've hopped down some rocks and across onto a shallower part of this pool here to take these lower part of the lower fall. Just round the corner is I wouldn't say it's more impressive, but it's a slightly higher fall, but it's one of those high thin ones. I'm not really feeling this at the moment, to be honest with you here. I love waterfalls. It's been a long time since I've been near a waterfall, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not really feeling it that much. Hello. Not really feeling it. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm probably going to shoot this lower part here as these cascades as a panoramic image. So first thing I've got to do is straighten up my tripod to make sure that it's all level, and then I will just shoot across. It's nice enough. Okay, it's okay, but it's not amazing. Now I am getting 2-second exposures here. Last time I think I was in the woods and someone was asking me about how come it was so dark. It didn't look that dark. I think what I've done is I've got my exposure compensation on dial on the top set to -2, which prolonged or elongated the shutter speed. But in this instance, it is on 0, but it is very, very shaded. The sun is coming from behind me that way, and it's not up anywhere near these yet, so which is good because it's a nice even light. But it is a 2-second exposure at f14, so I'm just going to shoot a pano of this to see what it looks like, and then I might see if I can access the side of the other fall, or the main part of this fall, maybe from the other side. Maybe if I cross the bridge or cross over here, I might be able to get around the other way. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna shoot this and then I'll come back to you. So I've seen videos from here where this water is literally a raging torrent coming down, and I get the feeling it's incredibly low because of the serious lack of rainfall we've had across the country. So I thought I'd best come and make the most of that. So I've sort of come onto the waterfall, if you like. I noticed that there's some really beautiful little orange and yellow leaves that have been falling because autumn's come early a little bit this year. So I've got this sort of shot here where you've got this one small cascade that's coming in from maybe the top right of the screen. But more importantly, you've got all these beautiful little leaves dotted around. And I think that'll make a really good sort of low-key image with quite a lot of dark of the rock, the light of the waterfall, and then these little dashes of colour. So it'll be very sort of mono with a few little splashes of colour. I think that could look really nice. I'm going to stay here and play around for a bit longer to see if there are any other shots I can get. There's a nice stone, there's a nice rock that the water's falling over. That might make for quite a nice intimate image. So yeah, I'm going to stay here for a little while and then head round a bit more to the main lower fall if I can access it, to see if I can make anything out of that. But yeah, while the water's this low, it makes sense to take advantage of it and get perhaps a unique shot for this location. So I'm finished down at the bottom set of falls. I'm heading up to the top set now, as you could probably tell by the fact I'm totally out of breath. Definitely one of my favourite things about Wales is the fact it's always so flipping hilly. I do love that. I love a good hill. Such good fun walking up it. Not tiring at all. Anyway, I'll see you at the top, providing I make it, which I'm sure I will. Let's go. I might have a break. So bearing in mind that I was already pretty uninspired by the time I'd arrived at the top of the hill, I made the classic mistake of assuming, which I never do usually, that a good view would translate into a good image. The views were stunning, there is no denying that, but why I decided to take a photo, I have absolutely no idea. So I've made it to the top of the hill. It wasn't much of a climb, if I'm honest with you, so a bit steep but very, very short, so no problem at all. And you get rewarded with an absolutely beautiful view. I mean, it's a bit of a blue sky day, but there's sort of 360 views here. It's a bit hazy in that direction, but there's some lovely mountains. And then looking over this way, I'm not sure what we're looking over there. I think we're looking towards the main part of Snowdonia, I think. That's just a beautiful view. Now, I've got a little bit of heather here in the foreground, so I'm going to take a shot, by the way, because, you know, even though it's blue sky day, it'd be really rude not to. It's got a bit of heather in the foreground here, some lovely trees and light, and then some little mounds in the mid-ground, and then the sea and the mountains in the background with the blue sky. So that's my plan. Just need to wait for the wind to drop, which it's just doing now. Fingers crossed. We'll see how it turns out. By the time I reached the top fall, I'd pretty much given up on the hope of getting any kind of decent image. And the top falls were equally as difficult to shoot as everywhere else, as you will see. In fact, I'm actually quite proud of the image I did manage to get, even though it's probably one of the worst ones I've taken for a long time. So I've reached the upper falls here, and this is going to be a challenge. So basically, you've got the sun is coming almost directly onto the lens. It's also casting an incredible amount of highlights onto the water. I'm going to have to use an ND filter to slow the shutter speed down, because it's literally blowing things out at a hundredth of a second, which is just way too fast for moving water. It's going to be a nightmare, this one. It's going to be a logistical nightmare, or a technical nightmare. To get this right is going to take all of my ability and a bit of luck, I think. I'm going to have to shield the camera for the sun flares. Yeah, this is going to be a really tricky one, I think. But let's give it a go. Let's see what we can do. Well, I think that's me done. I hope you've enjoyed this week. I hope you've enjoyed the images. Got my waterfall fix. Haven't been to a waterfall for a while. Were they the best images? No. Was it the best conditions? No. Is this the best waterfall? Maybe not. But the lesson to be learnt here is just that it's just really enjoyable and really nice just to be out in beautiful scenery like this, and with the hope of getting one or two decent shots. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. I really hope you've enjoyed it this week, and until next time, I'll see you again soon.